microfictions that are inspired by elements on the periodic table. The first one is it's not about, but inspired by Americium. It's called An Offering for the New World. The stranger appears uphill, silhouetted against the feverish smear of dawn like a sore on the horizon. The sun follows behind as he descends into the valley, where natives accept 2 bales of blankets and the skeletal mule hauling them. The natives offer tobacco and honeycomb in return, but the blankets are a gift, he insists. Despite this, he packs his pipe. Despite this, he eviscerates the honey, probing it with dusty fingertips. A piece of the stranger's face falls to the ground, but the natives do not seem to notice, or maybe they refuse to believe their eyes. The stranger points to his chest, says a word, and then he points to the ground, says the same word, as if he is synonymous with the land on which they stand. The natives do not recognize his word because they have already given their land a name, one ancient and rejective of ownership. But the stranger sucks his pipe, he sucks his fingers, he stakes his claim. At dark, the natives file into the shelter and circle the fire. When the stranger removes his hat, his left ear sags and then drops next to his boot. He blows smoke upwards and watches it swirl silently into the top of the steep shelter. The stranger smiles and stands, watching one of the natives discover a lock of his own hair tangled through his fingers. The stranger steps past him and into the night, where the galaxy burns like a rash above the western mountains. The community here already forgotten, the stranger hikes toward the ancient light and heat of those stars, and he dreams of colonizing each of them and whatever lies behind. And the next micro is called Back to the Forge. It's inspired by Helium. The MRI machine stops pounding and ejects the patient from its bore. He had dozed off in its gentle magnetic embrace, as if he were asleep beneath the ocean or suspended in utero. The patient sits up, removes his earplugs, and smooths the streaks of his greasy comb-over. The technician rolls him into the hallway outside, where he waits in the wheelchair wearing his gown. He now holds a yellow ribbon attached to a mylar balloon in the shape of a star. It is a prize for being motionless inside the MRI machine. Eventually, an orderly guides the patient along the hallways, through the lobby, and into the sunshine, where a strong breeze causes him to lose his grip on the ribbon. The balloon rises and shrinks away. People do not notice the patient chasing the balloon or his gown fluttering behind because they're busy observing a solar eclipse in progress. Outside a grocery store, the patient finds a pair of coin-operated vehicles, a fire engine and a rocket ship. He drags the rocket ship into the parking lot and aims it toward the balloon, deposits a coin and squeezes inside. Liftoff is sudden and colors darken his vision, but his focus clarifies on the balloon as he exits the atmosphere. The patient dodges the moon and increases to full throttle. The sun swells as he nears, but the balloon remains out of reach until he enters the royal plasma. The patient holds his breath and dives after it with eyes wide and grimace bright.